The one we have waited our entire lives for.
Welcome to Death Row.
Like we always do about this time.
I'm gonna fight your fucking ass.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park.
There's a little snake in the grass.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
No fucking Jesus, people.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Hey, Pussy, are you still there?
I'm back.
Who the fuck is that guy? Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
I would like to introduce.
Welcome to the MMAforMoney special edition show with Gustavo Lopez. In this show, we have an exclusive interview with the UFC Bantamweight newcomer, Gustavo Lopez. I am Bob Voss, your favorite garbage man at MMA State of Mind, here with Mike Copenhaver. You can find him at Don't Cope Just Win on Twitter. As always, the show is on Twitter at MMAforMoney Show. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, man. I'm just stoked to be here with Gustavo Lopez after his short notice debut in the UFC. I just can't wait to see him on a full camp and just be able to talk with him and hear his thoughts on how his short notice debut was, and just a couple more things to get some insight on how fighters think on the backstage, similar to my brother and the experience that I saw.
Well, it's a special edition, so we're not here on our normal day, but you know what? The MMAforMoney show is here. You can find the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast Podcasts, RSS feed. We are also available on YouTube for full-length shows, as well as special tidbits. Please like, comment, and share to spread the word. Now, we are here with the former Combate America's Bantamweight champion, Gustavo Lopez. Gustavo, how are you doing tonight?
Amazing. Truly, truly amazing right now. I just got done with working out. Felt great. Took like the last 2 weeks off, kind of sore from the fight, you know. Got some pretty hard 15 minutes of just back and forth and him taking me down, trying to hold me down. But I really didn't get that much damage in the face. But those that one leg kick that he got me with, and then the others is just kind of what kind of started everything. It's just my legs were kind of sore, and that hard weight cut was just so draining my body. I thought I was gonna be okay, but 17 pounds in 20 hours is no joke. So
no, that's crazy. So yeah, watching my brother, I wouldn't cut that much weight so close to the fight. I think his goal was to have 10 pounds on fight week. I think it was to cut. So for you to cut so much so fast, it's so hard on your body. I don't think people realize how the dehydration really affects your whole muscles and your brain and everything, you know?
No, for sure. When I'm around 8 to 10, like you said, it's normal usually. But when you get a short notice call like that, it's like, hey, do you want to go to the major leagues and fight? Yes.
So where were you when you got that call?
I was at home. I went to go mountain biking. I literally almost crashed really bad that day.
No.
So I'm like, we're going mountain biking here in Vegas. It's just there's some like pretty mean terrain.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there were like some cliffs, and I'm like, almost ate shit. And then I got back and made it safe, got home, and then literally was about to go eat. And then I got the call. I'm like, hey, my manager's FaceTime me, and he never FaceTime me. He usually text or call like normal, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? But when he FaceTime me, I'm like, oh no. He like, hey, you ready to fight? And I'm like, yeah. When is it? Tomorrow. I'm like,
I bet you're happy that he called you before you ate dinner that night.
100%. I'm like, I was thinking of going and get some pancakes, feeling comfortable, doing all, because it was Thursday. Like usually, like during the week, I know I'm gonna get caught. Like I was already ready for a kind of a short notice fight. Like I went to go get an MRI that Tuesday. Just thinking, like, you know what? Just in case they call me, I'm gonna need my MRI. I'm gonna need my blood work. I'm gonna need my eye exam, physical, all that. So I was already going on that. So like, already thinking like, damn, I might as well get it. So I got the physical, I got the MRI, and literally the next day, hey, do you want to fight? And I'm like, awesome. And I'm like, of course. And I didn't say who am I fighting, what weight. Like it could have been at 45 against a monster. I'm like, I'm in. And like, because like a couple weeks ago, I was offered to fight. Not offered to fight, but I was asked like if I'm willing to fight Cody Stamen, and it's one of my own teammates, and I'm like,
Oh,
to get in, of course, to get into the UFC, he understood. He understood. Hold on.
so with Cody, you get some good wrestling rounds in now at least,
Oh,
right?
100%. No, great
Yeah.
wrestling rounds. We went back and forth. So I knew I would have taken the fight, but it's like it's your own teammate, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to get in that way, but to get into the UFC, I would have fought anybody. He
Because
understood it.
Because you're training
Yeah.
in Xtreme Couture, right?
Yeah, and he as well. He just joined the team maybe a couple months ago, so now he's a really big asset in the team. He's amazing training partner, good, always willing to help out. He's been helping Joe B in his camp, and just been helping everybody, So I'm like, yeah, but I was like, luckily it didn't go through. And literally the next week, hey, we're fighting. What was that guy's name? How do you pronounce his name?
Merab Dvalishvili.
Merab. And
That's taken a lot of practice and him fighting a lot of times for me to actually be able to pronounce that last name. So I think that's actually the first time I've nailed it. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't even try, dude. I just say Merab, bro.
Merab.
Much shorter. Much shorter.
Merab, but at the moment, we just like it really didn't matter who it was. So we're like, we'll fight anybody. Luckily it was at 35. It was another, and he's a tough dude. Like later on,
yeah.
I've been I researched a little bit more about him now, and I'm like, wow, he goes in there and just manhandles everybody. He ragdolls people.
That's why you did so well, bro. Your get up game was super impressive because I'm a wrestler and did jujitsu with my brother and stuff for the Barrett Yoshida down in San Diego. One of the best grapplers in the world, and so the get up game is so important, dude. A lot of the times you see even these pro athletes who they practice all the time and they rehearse these situations. They still freeze once they get to the fight, and they're not fighting for the hands or the underhook or pummeling. They're forgetting the basic things that you guys practice so much. But it's because it's a fucking fight, man. I mean,
Yes.
a lot of people, on the internet especially, they've never been punched in their face, never rolled one round, never done anything. So they just like to talk a lot, but they don't realize like it's so different when action's coming at you right now. Like you could train all you want, but then it's literally now's you like it's coming at you. You trained a bunch of it. It's just how well do you perform under stress each time, and you get better and better at it, And so your get up game was super impressive, bro, because Merab is super, super impressive. He's like top 15 in the division. No one really wants to fight him because he is a wrestler. And even like my brother, he didn't like fighting wrestlers. That was like his Achilles heel. He'd come home and be like, dude, I just please, because Anthony Johnson was in the 170 division when my brother was in 170, and he was like, please God, don't ever give me Anthony Rumble Johnson. And I was like, what, fool? You better get that, fool. And he was like, dude, shut the fuck up right now, dude. You don't understand how big this dude is, dude. Like, I'm telling you, you don't know what you're talking about. And then like when I saw Anthony Rumble Johnson in person, and then I realized he's fighting 205 pounds years down the road, I was like, holy shit, no wonder why.
Dude.
No wonder why my bro didn't want to fight his ass, dude. So it sucks though, because in the UFC, you like you said, you gotta come when the boss calls, right? It's
100%.
It's the big leagues. It's just like the MLB. If I work for the Yankees, they call, I'm coming. You want me hair blue? You want it white? You want my jersey pink? It's whatever you want. You pay me pay the bills. When it sucks though is that you're a person too, and you're your own company in the sense, and you have to look out for yourself. But it's hard for you to say, oh no, I don't really want to take that matchup when there could be better ones,
There's a bunch of better ones. There's definitely a bunch of better ones, but
you say no to the wrong boss, and you ain't never coming back.
You never get in a call. Exactly.
No, and
the first one's gonna be yes, 100%. So you could have been anybody.
So you were super impressive in the sense of short notice, fighting a top 15 guy, a guy that you didn't even study, I guess, which is crazy because I guess it wouldn't have helped you at all because such short notice, you might as well just do what you were good at. So I think now knowing, I guess, that you didn't have a camp in general at all for that specific wrestler, he'd be fucked,
100%. If we fight him again,
you light him up. You light him up with your hands so fast. Not taking anything away from him, he's a great fighter, but I still feel like you exposed a little bit of his game, and that if you had a chance at a full camp and prepared for that style guy, he has no stand up for you. Nothing to offer. And so I just would love to see you do a rematch.
I feel I'm definitely gonna want a rematch, but I'm not like he's on the way up. He's on his way on his 15. He's gonna look back and be like, no, I don't want to fight that dude with a full camp. But and why would he fight me right now? Like right now, I'm coming first fight, I was a loss, but like my stock went up. A lot of people like yourselves and everybody else was like, I have nothing but positive feedback after my fight.
Yeah.
It was like, man, I was in some bad positions and I got out and I fought through it. And there was moments in the fight that I could easily have given up. And like, you know what? When he got that arm, and I'm like, oh, like it was tight.
It was bad.
Was tight.
I know.
In my head, I'm like, let it snap. We're going. Yeah. we're gonna let that thing break and get out of there and keep fighting through it because that's my style. Like I love to fight.
Nice.
But it's funny because the reason, like he said, I think he broke his record of the most takedowns or something like that. That's what I heard. But I realized the reason he broke his record because I got up.
Oh yeah, 100%. And some of those weren't even takedowns though, because sometimes, I mean, I love wrestling and some of them aren't takedowns. He'd take you down, you touch your knee and you'd be back up. And so, I mean, is that a takedown? Was that one of them? The judges are simply not very good. We all know this. They're not fighters. They've never fought. They clearly have no eyes when they watch some of these fights. It's crazy sometimes,
For sure. And then also, I think like at the time I wasn't really like. I think I have a good guillotine, so I was like, I think I was chasing that too much when I should have just wrestled him. And my wrestling actually is pretty awesome if I wrestled. But right away I tagged the guillotine and it looked like it was just taking me down right away. But like I felt like if he just shoot and I shoot at the same time, we're gonna be like two rams and hitting each other and we're gonna go. And I definitely felt like my stand up was a lot better.
Oh yeah.
So we fight again and down the line, I feel like right now I want to get some wins in. I want to fight people, coming up, newcomers and people that are, people are coming up. We'll fight them. We'll get a couple more wins. We'll re-sign. We'll get another contract, and then later on in the future, that's definitely a fight that is possible. Or who knows? Maybe I just pass them right away, get some bigger wins, and jump right away above them, and then I never see them again. So
well, one thing you did in a major way, and I actually love this, and they got it on the broadcast, but as you came out first to the cage, and then coming right at him in the first round, and then eventually in the third, I'm not sure if I caught it in the second, you were just grinning right at him, and you could tell he didn't know how to take it. Like, you could see that there was no fear right there, and he's not used to that. No. Everybody that he faces is so used to just, like, people conceding position, and you went straight across, you put hands on him early, scrambled out as soon as he got a trip in, and very few times was he able to like keep you and hold you down. Even when he did, you were defending against the majority of the strike. So I have to ask you, going in there with a smile like that, was that just sheer joy from being in the UFC, or were you playing a little bit of mental game there with Merab?
No, I love it. I love being in the cage and fighting. Like I'm not a mean person or aggressive person outside, and I'm not inside. I'm a very technical and passionate fighter that I love what I do, and like being in the cage is no place I'd rather be. I love being in, and like the reason I smile so much, even in the face, people are like, "Why you smiling?" I'm fucking living my dream right now. Like I'm fighting in the UFC, and even before that, when I was fighting for the world for Combate, there was always a smile on my face because I love doing it. I work so hard to be this good, and it's funny because it's just the beginning. Like for the longest time, I was just kind of figuring things out, and I was always a training partner, and it was never like my time to shine. But now being in the UFC, the PI has been so big difference already. Having Bo as my strength conditioning coach, having Tara, Bobby, and Heather as the PT guys, and anything's hurt, they take care of you.
That's huge.
Yeah, Alexa and Charles are the two nutritionists at the PI, and we did a full test of the VO2 max, something like that. Like they test your metabolics and how much you burn and all that, and they're like fixing my nutrition, so like I have peak performance. Like before, I was just kind of eating whatever, kind of I thought it was healthy, but I had no idea. Wasn't taking any really vitamins. Wasn't sure what to take. Now I text Charles like, hey, I feel this way and I feel that way. I'm dehydrated. Oh, here you go. Take this multivitamins. Take this and that. Like they're gonna. I'm so excited out of this first fight camp and see how much better I'm gonna get. And now that I'm actually doing a lot better, I'm like, I don't have to work as much, you know. So more time to rest, more time to get better, more time to just improve. And I'm just so excited and so happy that like I'm in this kind of position right now in my life. And life is good right now.
Yeah, it really is for you. And then so what was it like fighting with no fans? You know, because that was the first time that you've had that. That was like no one.
It felt like another Sicko Saturday for us. We do like these Sicko Saturdays. It's pretty much a fight simulation at the gym.
Okay.
So we, coach tell you we get the bag, we pick it up, we slam it, we're hitting pads full blow. Our teammates taking us down, we're getting back up. We do that every Saturday before a fight. So it kind of felt like that. You know, It wasn't a big deal. Like literally, I got caught on Thursday, so there's no time to overthink it. So we just, hey, let's go fight. That's what it was. There was no game plan there. It was literally, let's go out, have a good time, and just, go in to win. Because I wasn't going in there like, oh, I'm just gonna lose. I'm like, I was going in there to take that guy's head off. But that weight cut was just different. Like I felt tired. I felt, not enough in the tank, and the punches felt kind of like all the lactic acid just kind of built up, and I was like, ugh. But I'm just excited for the future. I'm excited for how much better I'm gonna be. And the next guy that I get is going to be a fun one.
Well, you're in a great situation being there in Vegas because they're going to consistently be going to the Apex over the course of, I don't know, as long as this quarantine lasts. So provided that you stay in any semblance of any weight class fight shape, like you've seen guys over the course of this quarantine fit in 2 or 3 times already because they're 100%. Available and they're healthy. So you could slide in 2, 3 more times before the end of the year if you really want to.
And I do. I definitely do. I already heard they're already coming back in August at the Apex. They're gonna do Apex. They're gonna do the UFC fights and they're gonna do contender fights. So they're gonna be like 2 cards every week for in August. So I'm hoping to get on the end of August card. So whenever that is against a good opponent. So that gives me right now 6 weeks to get ready for it. So we're already back in camp and ready to go.
Nice. And what's really cool is the extra eyes and attention on the fighters right now because no other sports are in session. So you get more eyes than ever, and which is super cool for your own stock. And but also you didn't have the PI Performance Center before. I totally know what you mean now on nutrition wise. Like you got a professional nutritionist and you have people who are giving you information that makes sense. And so for you probably are so much stronger than you were entering that fight with Merab. I mean, I can't even imagine how like you entering now with as strong as you are with Merab, even just with a little bit of help from the PI. So imagine Merab's had many fights in the UFC already. He's had the access to the PI and more. And you did 15 minutes with them and did a wonderful. So it's just like you should, you just got to take that and run with it. And I mean, the worst thing, all you got to do is basically then just take wrestling hard as fuck and keep training some boxing, and you're going to be
and Cody Stamen's perfect for that as a training partner to get ready for a rematch with Merab down the line.
100%. And again, we're not chasing Merab.
I'm chasing Merab. I'm chasing him for you. So
we want
it has nothing to do with you. And I don't want you to go straight back to that either. I think you deserve someone someone coming in now that wants to see are you ready for the UFC now? Let's see, Gustavo Lopez whoop your ass. Because then, and then you take him out and then maybe someone else, another one. And then if they want to do that with Merab, but like you said, you could surpass him easily. And it's a personal thing, I guess, for us that we just want it for you because
we're gonna get it. We're definitely gonna get it. I feel like it's gonna happen eventually. We'll see what happens. But right now, I'm just focusing on getting better, making sure my nutrition's right, and just being in a good state of mind and ready to fight whoever shows up.
So, what did you eat after your victory?
What did we eat?
You didn't eat? Did you have anything like exciting? Steak?
No.
Sushi?
I think we just had like regular steak,
Okay.
We went to a steakhouse afterwards.
Okay, my brother after weigh-ins, we would like instantly he would like, we're going to Olive Garden so I can go head up and get some pasta and breadsticks and stuff. So I'm like, but I don't think you should be eating that still, dude.
But dude, it's
crazy.
never ending though. But it's never ending.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. And the Alfredo sauce is so good, dude. Dip it in there. So I always like to ask like fighters what they like to eat or what they craved.
Usually I do a lot of salmon, some spinach, sweet potato, kind of just stuff for the next day. I don't like need to go and enjoy myself. I need to have the right nutrition in my body to perform the next day. And afterwards, we're gonna celebrate and have a blast for sure.
Nice.
So normally, obviously, this was crazy. You had no time to cut weight, no anything like that. How does your typical week go normally? Like normally, how much weight are you cutting for 135?
8 pounds.
Oh, week
Eight,
of 8
yeah.
pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We'll get down to like 47, 46, fully hydrated, and then just water load all the way to it. And then the day of, we'll just sit in the sauna and just slowly get it off. No big rush. Very easy weight cut for me right now. And that's a easy weight cut without having the right nutrition in me, without having the right vitamins, without having the right guidance. Now with having the PI and everybody there, I feel like it's gonna be even easier.
And can you go there pretty much ad libitum, like any day you want to, now that you're in the UFC?
100%. Yes, 100%. Right now, because of the whole COVID, like you have to call in or make an appointment the day of, the day before. Like, hey, like tomorrow I got strength conditioning with Bo at 9 a.m. and then at 10 o'clock or 10:30 right after that, I got PT. So if anything's sore from the workout or the day before, they'll work on it, massages, anything injury, they'll make it work. And then we have the ice bath, sauna, jacuzzi, the whole works at the PI. So I'm happy that I'm living in Vegas because there's people in the UFC that don't have access to it because they just don't live here.
Totally.
You know, they come visit and it's nice, but they're only here for a week and then they're gone.
Yeah, you actually get to take the fullest advantage of it, you know.
100%.
And they cook food for you too if you're hungry, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. No. Right now there's a cafeteria at the PI, but like right now it's kind of closed. So you just call Charles or Alexa, and they're like, "Hey, could we get lunch and dinner?" And they're like, the chef cooks it. Here you go.
It's so cool. Yeah, I work for a local 44 Hollywood as a carpenter. We do like Netflix films or Universal or Paramount, or we just build the sets for the movies. Nice. So very much like UFC now in the sense of professionalism when they set up food, you know, for us and like for yourself. Like I'm just stoked because UFC is getting so professional now. And to see them feeding you guys and taking care of you guys, like when I go to the Universal lots or I go to a Paramount lot, I mean the grill, the chef, there's a chef there at all times. You know, there's sushi fresh. There's all these healthy options for me during lunch that I could take advantage of just as a person, and I'm just a carpenter. But that's what unions get you, you know, and that's what I just imagine how good it's getting for the UFC, and then eventually, hopefully, one day you guys get a union because. Really, I know I don't really want you to speak on that because it's not even worth your time as an employee to talk about it. But I know as being in a union how much it's helped and benefit my family. I know that my brother was big on hoping the fighters would have something to protect themselves after their careers. I know that Dana doesn't call it a career, which is, you know, it's kind of crazy to me, but to me it is. You know, you're choosing and dedicating your life to one sport, a professional athlete, and it's just cool to see you be able to take a professional advantage of the PI Performance Center and them giving back to the fighter finally. Like you can go and get the massages that would have costed you, you know, $50, $100, right? Somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked for you because you're going to use it to the fullest. And I just love the fact that they're doing it for you.
I know. I'm very grateful for it too. Like before, like I used to go in there as a training partner with Joe when I was with Joe B or Boston Salmon. They used to be like they're in the UFC, and like at the time you could always bring a teammate, and they used to bring me. So I used to do some workouts, but they were designed for him because he needed strength his legs or he needed conditioning, and I did them, so it helped. Yeah. But now these workouts that I'm doing now are specifically for me.
That's cool.
Based on my tests. So at my test, we just figured out what I need. If I need more cardio, I need more strength, what I need, and they just do it. And again, with the meals, I don't even decide on what meals I need. Like they always ask me like, "Oh, what kind of food do you want?" I'm like,
make it.
And I'm like, whatever my body needs to perform, that's what I want.
Nice.
It's super tasty. All the food is amazing. Tastes great. But they know exactly. They measure it. They weigh it. He needs this kind of protein, this kind of nutrition, this kind of vitamins, and here's the meal. So like there's like a lot of people do like protein shakes and stuff like that. You might as well just eat regular food. You know, people don't do it because they don't understand it, or they don't know how, or it takes too much time to cook it.
They're just lazy too.
Yeah, they're just lazy.
Yeah. That's usually what it is. I mean, it takes time. It takes time to go light up the grill, to do salmon, to get some asparagus going, to get those beautiful nutrients in your body. But you are what you eat, and that's why they always say that. And you know, if you eat fast food every day and you keep bloating yourself up with garbage, you're not going to feel and perform. And that's why it's smart to hear. I liked it. It's crazy for me because my brother was such a pig, just a fat ass, I guess. After because he, you know, 6 days a week he'd be professional, and then Sunday was his cheat day. Yeah, and so he would have. Yeah, he would have his pizza, his carne asada, all his foods that he wanted on his Sunday cheat day. But after his fights, and especially after he weighed in, he automatically wanted to get. Yeah, he wanted to get food. Oh yeah, easy 15 plus pounds. Oh yeah, it was insane how big he would get because he was one of the bigger dudes cutting down. But it's just so cool that you get to actually use the PI and as a professional athlete, you know, and to hear stories about it because as a fan, even we're fans too. We don't get to hear about Bo, the personal strength conditioner, the strength coach over there.
Yeah, strength coach.
Yeah, we don't know his name, and now we do. So that's cool, you know. And it gives him recognition, you know.
Yeah.
And I like to hear the inside details of that, and not a lot of people know that you guys get food, like I just said.
You know, like there's a full cafeteria. Then usually, they're like, oh, there's a cafeteria, and you just can decide. Like they have salad bar, they have pizza, they have like this I think they're sponsored by this trifecta meals, so they have a trifecta meals already there, and then there's a grill. Like, hey, you want a burger, you want some fries, you want
so cool,
you want veggies. It's like 4 different stations, or you need to ask the grill guy, like, hey, can I get some salmon on the grill, and then put it on your salad. And it's nice, so cool. You could choose, but now like I don't even want to choose. I just want to know. I'm gonna let the nutritionist decide, like, hey, you need this for your body. And I like, even at home, I haven't bought groceries in like the past like 2-3 weeks now since
no way.
Every day I go get meals. On the weekend I'll go buy some salmon, I'll throw some stuff on the grill.
Nice.
But during the week there's always meals there, and now I actually have to go trifecta meals, like they're already pre-made, and like they gave me a whole box of them, and like, hey, here you go for the weekend, so you don't have to worry about cooking either. I'm like,
that's so cool.
I love it.
Yeah, well, you got to worry about other things.
Yes, 100%. So I get to focus more on just, you know, resting my body, spending time with friends, and just making sure I'm a better athlete.
Well, and I would be upset if I didn't ask, because you've rattled off quite a few names of people working at the UFC, which is beyond impressive. Because I mean, like I think you've rattled off about 10 to 12 names of people that work at the UFC. But I would be remiss if I didn't ask what your dog's name is, who's been joining for the interview here.
This guy, his name is Yoshi.
Yoshi, nice.
Yoshi.
The Mario Brothers, right?
Yeah, no, it's actually from the Ninja Turtles. Like I forgot what episode it was. Like this little Asian boy.
Oh, really?
His name was and the Ninja Turtle, like the car. Like the
yeah, I love Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I just somehow didn't know to click that one.
Everyone thinks Yoshi from Mario's, but it's actually it was from Yoshi from the little Asian guy, just little Asian dude.
Nice.
Was friends with the Ninja Turtles when they went back in time for, I think, in the past, and they're like hanging
out
with these samurais.
Yes, when they go back in time, and he's trying to get him to make a pizza, and he basically ends up making a frisbee. The little boy there that helps him.
The little boy.
Yeah, I got you now.
The kid is named Yoshi.
Oh, hell yeah!
Never clicked.
That's so cool.
Michelangelo saves him from the fire. See, I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob. I tried to change the podcast name to The Nerd and the Nut because I'm the nut, the psychopath, and so he's the nerd. So he for sure 100% knew. I watched the show, but I still don't know what you're talking about.
No, dude, he's talking about the live action movies, man.
Yeah.
The live action movies from the 90s. That's from the third one. They go back in time.
Casey Jones, right?
Yeah, he was in the
back in the day.
First one and a little bit in the third one.
The first one I saw for sure. That was my favorite. But
after the first one taught me how to swear when I was like 7 years old. So where I learned how to say "damn" was the first Ninja Turtle movie.
That's so funny.
Raphael screaming at everybody in New York City.
Yeah, no, everything at the PI has been truly amazing. I'm so grateful for my management. He's the one that just gave me the call and made it happen. Like he's always been like, "Hey man, stick to your guns," and I'm like, and I have amazing staff. Like other than just the strength conditioning, I have my team at Xtreme Couture.
Yeah.
All the I run with like 3 different coaches. I have 2 striking coaches and a jiu-jitsu coach. Right. So it's like I have an amazing team and amazing guys, teammates. You know, Cody Stamen, Joe B, bunch of the guys, Boston Salmon. We have some huge names that I've been with, and then we just make each other better. We're always there for like right away. After my fight on Monday, I was at the gym making sure Joe B had a partner, so he's ready to go for his title fight coming up.
That was nice.
So we're like, where we at? And he kicked me in the leg, and I'm like, oh,
you're a dick.
Your sore leg that's still sore from the fight.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
No, you ain't gonna say nothing, but it's still like, dang, dude, you're a dick. That hurt.
Hey, he's getting ready for a world title fight. So,
Oh yeah.
Hey, you kick away, man.
We're big Joe B fans over here, dude. We bet him multiple times on the podcast.
He is by far one of the best humans I ever met.
Dude, we agree, and we
about him.
We over Joe B over here, and sometimes it gets the best of us when we bet, and we bet Joe B with our hearts always. So we just always bet.
Well, he wins more often than not, so he's
he's very good. Definitely.
He's cleaned up. Hey, he's cleaned up many of units for us. We've only lost like one I could ever remember, and either way, we love Joe B. We're big fans. We wanted him to win the championship last time. We're praying he's going to get it this time.
He looks sharp.
You tell Joe B. You tell Joe B to give the MMA for Money podcast a chance over here, and we'll get on the mic with him because I'd love to speak to him because he's a legend for sure.
Oh, he truly is. He's definitely one of those guys that kind of like took you under your wing and he's just so smart about just fashion and just music and just everything you think of. Yeah, and he's such a great person. He's genuine, a good person.
He really is, dude. And so you tell him we love him over at MMA for Money. We bet him always. It's pretty much a guaranteed bet if he fights. So it doesn't even matter.
I mean, one time we lost on him was the controversial loss he had in the title fight.
Yeah, exactly. Some garbage.
He's looking ready. He's looking ready. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
We appreciate all the insider info right there on Joe B for the upcoming fight because he's definitely going to be the underdog going in. So that might be definitely worth it. Money there. Oh, absolutely.
He looks so good. Everything. That guy has a tank on him.
Oh, he's amazing.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go. That was one thing we wanted to bring up. We were beyond impressed with. Okay, so you have a short notice fight, like crazy short notice. You cut crazy amounts of weight in a very brief amount of time. And your gas tank looked phenomenal in the latter rounds to the point that since he had to take so much energy, Merab, to get you down, he almost looked like more the gas one as the fight went on. It was a little crazy. Like you were still throwing, like your output in the second round, I think was higher than your first.
Huh. You were pushing. I think I have to attire that with my new hobby. I started mountain biking. Recently. So I started biking. 2 of my good friends, Jay Haran and Brad Tavares, they started lifting at the gym, and they're like, "Hey, come join us." So I was lifting with them for a while, and then they got mountain bikes, and they're like, "Hey, get a mountain bike." And I'm like, "Okay."
They're smart.
We ride. Like we're gonna ride tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Like you gotta go out early in Vegas because if it hits soon the sun comes up, it gets hot.
Oh yeah. My grandpa's from Henderson, Nevada, which is 10 minutes outside Vegas. So I'm Vegas is my second home. I know all about that. It's hot when the sun's out in the summer, but it's cold as shit when it's in the winter. It's crazy. So it's nice
right now. Right, it's like 80-ish around 6 a.m. So we go right around early, but it's a fun hobby that you don't really know. You don't feel like you're working out, but you keep pedaling those legs and just you feel good. Your tank gets a lot better.
Your endurance gets huge.
Yes, and then we just been riding with a bunch of dudes, and it's just the randomest dudes pop up, and it's like what? Like another new friend that we just kind of met up, Jay Haran's friend, TJ Lavin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the BMX dude.
Yeah. So he just came up one day. We were going to go ride, and this guy, I'm like, I wasn't sure. I didn't know who he was at the time. Like I knew who he was after I realized. But at the moment, he came in shorts, just no helmet, sandals. I'm like, oh, who's this dude? Just about to go ride with us. Like he's gonna put his gear on. He's not ready. He rides just like that with sandals, no helmet. and smokes us.
Oh,
He just takes off, and I'm like,
no, he's the real deal, dude. I mean, that's why
later I found out who he was.
showing
Like,
off in your sandals, bro. Yeah.
He says he doesn't go full gear because he gets too crazy.
Oh,
So
that's true though. I guess that's smart.
So he rides in sandals, rides no helmet, so he tones it down, and his tone down is more than my full go.
Yeah.
So he's another dude that just amazing dudes. I don't know how, like, I think it's just my energy and who I hang out with.
Yeah.
And who I hang out with. But I've been lucky and blessed to be surrounded with some amazing friends.
Good. Yeah, well, that's the energy. You attract those good friends, you know, like you're smiling. Like I go out, I smile at people. I try to send the good energy, you know, and so many people are caught up on their cell phones and they're not even trying to be people. I'm like, bro, stop being a zombie. Like, human, be a human right now. We're going to talk. Yeah. Like, holy moly. How you going to get a girl one day, bro? You can barely talk to me.
Is that when you get nose to nose to them, make them very uncomfortable?
Yeah, I'm like, the 6 feet, bro. 6 feet, fuck out of my face. They said, fuck all that. But Bob, you ask him his picks for this weekend's UFC.
Well, we don't want to keep it too long, so we're just gonna get your quick picks for the main card for UFC 251. We'll start in the first fight of the main card. You don't have to go super in depth unless you want to, but otherwise, quick picks. Or by all means, if you have a connection to one of these guys you don't want to pick, by all means, you could say pass. We're totally okay with that. First fight on the main card is Paige Van Zandt versus Amanda Ribas. How do you have that one going?
Amanda Ribas is favored heavily. So
I think she's minus 900 right now.
Yeah, to give you like a knowledge, so you don't guess randomly. She's favored.
Yeah, no, I really don't know much about her. I know Paige is always game fighter. But I feel she's, you know, I think all her focus is outside of the fight. I think she's fighting because she has to run through her contract. But I've been hearing a lot of things about her, kind of complaining like, oh, I make more money off posts than the fights. And I'm like, I don't know if her full go is gonna be in a fight. I see she's game. I've seen her fight before. Very exciting, but I think I'll give it to the other one.
Next up is a rematch. It's Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas.
Oh, I'm going with Rose.
Going with Rose on that one?
Yeah, going with Rose. Rose has actually came to Vegas a couple times and trained with at the Bat Cave with Jimmy Gifford down here for a while. It's one of my striking coaches, and Rose is always game. And again, another person that's just amazing heart.
Sweet girl. Huh?
Sweet girl. Friends with her management. So I'm going with Rose.
Gotcha. Next up is for the vacant championship in your division. Peter Yan is fighting longtime featherweight king Jose Aldo.
We're going with Peter. Peter, I met him a couple times. Nice dude, but also Peter's also managed by the same company that I am. So Rubenstein is his management. So I'm going with the team.
Hell yeah.
How do you think a wide decision? Think he might actually get the finish in there? We're going to lean that because he does have some power in the hands.
He does have power. I think Joe looks amazing in his last fight, but I think just Peter is just so much power on his, and he just young, explosive dude. Aldo's again. It's one of the goats. So, but I think Peter's ready to go, ready to get that title.
Gotcha. And then in the co-main event, although it's hard to say co-main event because obviously you have 3 title fights in the top of this, but the co-main event is another rematch right after the first one, actually. Alexander Volkanovski is defending his title versus the man he took it from, Max Blessed Holloway, there at 45, just the division ahead of you. Where are you going for that co-main event?
I'm rooting for Holloway. I think he's coming back hungry. I think Alex is a beast of a man, but I think Holloway's gonna come in hungry and come after it.
And then finally, in the main event, if we were doing this show just a little bit sooner, we'd be talking about a different fight. But if someone steps in super short notice, we got not quite as short notice as you, but you know what? They were close there.
It's enough. It's enough. It's enough.
My boy, Game Bread.
Game Bread's going there against Kamaru Usman is defending his title against. I don't know if he's putting up the BMF title for this one, but at least he's hopping in. Maybe he'll carry the strap there versus Jorge Masvidal, the BMF champ versus the welterweight champ. Who do you have for the main event of UFC 251?
Masvidal. I think he's something about his confidence and something about his, his kind of just who he is. I love it. I love his style. He's one of those fighters that want to fight.
That's right.
He's not a
Absolutely.
point fighter. He's not like, oh, let me figure out how to win this fight. He goes in to taking out heads. So we're going with him.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, we like to, Mike, would you like to say anything to Gustavo before we let him go and play with Yoshi, as we all kind of want to right now?
Yeah, I just appreciate you coming on the MMA for Money show and giving us your insight onto your short notice debut and how the PI Performance Center has helped you, and just meeting you as a person, bro. You seem like a great dude, and I truly believe, God connected us all through our good energy, and I'm just stoked to have you here, and I can't wait to have you before your next bout.
Yeah,
Definitely,
thank you,
man. Yeah,
thank you
we'll
so
stay
much,
posted.
Gustavo.
We'll stay
Thank
connected.
you so much. Goodbye, Yoshi. We'll give a wave to everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. And if you do sneak into one of those other Apex fights, we'll try to get you back on and get you before the fight this time.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm looking for the end of August, so hopefully we'll get in there.
Well, keep
Awesome.
us posted, and good luck with training and everything like that. You have a good night.
Thank
Later,
you,
brother.
guys. Good night.